Welcome to another episode of Truth Bombs and Heart Nudges with your host, Lori Herbers, which is me. Today's Truth Bomb and Heart Nudge is number 96. And I'm not really sure why I'm keeping the numbers, but this just happened to be 96 in my 12 years of journaling. The Truth Bomb today is there is no one like you, not before and not after. I can remember for so many years, I felt so unworthy, so unwanted, so unnecessary. I really truthfully believed that I brought nothing. Like I was so unnecessary that even God accidentally made me. Like I had no purpose. Like I truly believe that deep down in my soul. I felt completely failure, worthless, unwanted, never going to be anything amazing. I was stupid. I was all of these things. But as I went on my journey inward and basically cleaned out all of the lies that I had been told, all the years of words becoming my truths that were not mine, I have found that in essence, we are all connected like a giant cosmic puzzle. And this was even in my journaling too. We are elaborately and intricately connected, tiny little threads, like a giant puzzle. And have you ever tried to put a puzzle together and you're missing a piece? It's like super annoying, so it feels completely unfinished. Well, that's in essence what I was doing by pulling my piece, basically my piece out of the puzzle, thinking that my piece didn't matter. But there is no other piece like you. There is no other you. You have no need to compare yourself with anyone else. You have no need to be in competition with anyone else because they can never be you. You can never be them. That's why when you hear words from other people, you have to take it with a grain of salt because everyone has their own way of looking at the world, their own perception of how things are. They have their own junk that they're carrying around. And so maybe something you're about to embark on is beautiful and exciting and it's your purpose. But this other person is looking at their perception from a place of unworthiness or fear. They may try to place that on you. And so you listen to them and all this fear is coming on you. And then you doubt your own heart nudge or your own truth bomb because you're trying to see it from their perspective, but it's their perspective. You're never going to see it from their perspective because you're not them. So it's super important to know the people in your life who can encourage you and understand yourself more, that you are the only you, and that no one knows you better than you. No one. Everything that you need to live an abundant filled life, because abundance is your birthright. No one knows it better than you. But if you're not listening to heart nudges and truth bombs, you may be like I was for all those years, feeling like my piece of the puzzle didn't matter, that everything I did didn't matter. But the thing is, it's like raindrops into a puddle. It causes ripples. Everything you do and say and feel even is a ripple out into the whole. So you've seen those people that come into a room and they light it up. And the ripples that they are casting out are, ripples of joy and love and happiness and light and just beauty. And you're like, wow, I want to be like that person. And then there's also those people that come into a room and you're like, ugh, you feel like a heaviness and you just don't want to be near them. It's the same thing. Everywhere you go about your day, even just sitting at home, you have a vibrational frequency that you're sending out all of the time. And it's based on how you feel in that moment. So we have to be very careful to understand your feelings and what they're saying. Because if you're looking around your world right now and you don't have what it is that you want, that's all coming inward. Your outside is reflected by what's inside. So for example, all those years that I felt completely unworthy and worthless, guess what I had? Nothing. I had nothing. I didn't have good friends. I felt disconnected from my family. I felt like totally the black sheep and that nobody wanted me and that nobody loved me. But it wasn't truth. It became my truth because what you focus on becomes your focus. So if you're focused on all the lack or of all the things that you don't have, or if you're focused on this person over there, you have to remember you're on your own journey. And think of it like a sidewalk. So if you're following this other person and they're on their sidewalk and you want everything that's on their sidewalk, so you're trying to follow on their sidewalk and you're not getting anything because they're already scooping up all the stuff that's on their sidewalk because it's their sidewalk, all your stuff's back over here on your sidewalk. That's why I'm saying there's no need to compete. You can't, because you're not going to get what's on their sidewalk. It's not your sidewalk. This beautiful, amazing, abundant life on yours. There's no one like you. There was never anyone before you were born like you, and there's never going to be anyone after you. Because like I said, your perception, the way that you take in the world and the way you view it, the way you feel about it, all of that is uniquely you. Even though people can say they get you, they understand it, they might have been through something similar, but it's still not yours. That's theirs. So it's complete waste of time to try to follow other people. It's great to become friends with them because, again, that energy, that vibrant frequency, that vibration that lifts you up or pulls you down, the more you hang around people that lift you up, the easier it is to be up. Versus if you have a bunch of people, naysayers and unworthy walkers that you're hanging out with, then you're living down in that lower frequency. So it is about who you're hanging around with. Be with those that love you for you. Because we're there. There are those of us out there who truly do love you. Because once you understand how to love yourself wholly and completely, then you can give that to other people. And another truth bomb, you're going to double today. You cannot give what you do not have. So if you don't have worthiness of self, how can you possibly help anyone else feel worthy? If you do not have love of self, how can you possibly give anyone else love that they deserve? Love is already yours. You are already worthy. Fill your love bucket up. Take the time out to make sure your needs are being met. Because again, you can't give what you don't have. So if you're running around empty, you've got nothing to give anyone. You can't even give to yourself. But if you take the time out to make sure that love bucket is full and overflowing, you're only giving from the overflow. You'll never be empty. But you can't do that believing that your peace doesn't matter. You can't do that believing that you're unworthy. You cannot do that if you feel like poo, if you feel so down. But you also have to know that your emotions are just a gateway to telling you something. It's almost like heart nudges. Your emotions are heart nudges trying to tell you something. So if something causes you to feel sadness, take the time out and ask yourself, why is this making me feel so sad? Why is this triggering this sadness response? Because the more you dig in and understand yourself and the reason why these triggers happen, you can stop the triggers from happening. The more you step into love, because love is in all things. That love energy, that frequency is in everything. And once you're able to tap into it, because you are love energy, it is how you came forth into this world. You were born that way. It is still you. Even if you've gone through abuse or trauma, it didn't go away. You just disconnected from it. You've forgotten who you really are. It's time to get back in there and understand how amazing you are, how beautiful your journey is, and that even if you've been through abuse and trauma, that is not the whole story. It's just a page. Heal that page. Go back to that memory and fill it with love and fill it with forgiveness and fill it with understanding and knowing that what may have happened to you wasn't your fault. I'm not saying to say it didn't happen. It did. But it was through that made you beautiful, even more so, because you made it to the other side. You don't have to stay on that page. You heal that side and you turn the page and you keep moving forward. But you can't do that on someone else's sidewalk. You can't do that trying to be in someone else's book. You are your own book. You're your own story, and your story is beautiful. and abundance is your birthright. There is no one like you, not before and not after. So live your life like you mean it. Live your life like you mean it. If you want to change, then change. Then do it. Take the time out and ask yourself why. Why does this make me feel this way? How can I make it different? How can I fill my life with love? And it may be that you'll lose some people in your life that are bringing you down, that are in competition with you, because you don't need people in your life that are in competition with you. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of theirs. Make sure you know what ripples you're sending out into the world, because those are the ripples that come back. Think about that. The ripples you send out are what comes back. So the frequency you send out, like a radio station signal, that's what you get. So when you turn the dial and you want to have like K-Love station, you don't turn it to the wrong station because you won't get it. You have to be exactly to the right station. If you want love in your life, then dial into the love energy. Pull that into you. Become all that you are because you're amazing. There is no other you. So why not become the best of you that can possibly be? And that means every day taking time out to love yourself. Do the things that make you feel good, that lift you up. Reconnect. Get into alignment. Mind, body, soul, and spirit need to be in alignment. And if you feel disconnected, that means you're probably not living your purpose. You're not doing the right thing for you. Start looking deeper. Go on that inward journey, because the more you change the inside, the more is reflected on the outside. Trust yourself, trust your instincts. There's no one like you, not before and not after. That's what you need to remember. There is no one like you, not before and not after.